Hello and welcome back to the Halloween Jackathon, aka Popcorn and Plot Holes watches what was supposed to be scary movies and turned out to be not whatsoever. With me, first time, long time, Spencer.
Yay! You introduced me first. That never happens. I'm moving up in the world, boys.
I feel dirty.
Watch out. Hello.
We also have a regular contributor, sometimes analyst, Luciano.
Hello.
Don't give him that.
I analyzed this movie as
That's why it's only sometimes. And last but not least,
That's why I moved ahead of you in the lineup.
That's exactly it.
I think honestly
Your
that
numbers
was
were low.
fair. That was
Numbers
fair.
were low last month, Jerry. We had to make some hard choices, Jerry.
That is Chris from Parts Unknown.
Oh, we know where we is, and wherever it is not Quebec. Hey-oh!
Random shots at you, Quebec. Suck on it. So we watched 2023, the newest vehicle from the Disney mega corporation, Disney's The Haunted Mansion, starring
Eddie Murphy.
Not Eddie Murphy.
Wait,
Don't
no.
confuse our fans. No,
Shit!
you watched the wrong one. Classic Spencer.
Sacre bleu!
No, this one stars so many people. Let me look up a list so I make sense to everybody. Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, and then other people show up like Jamie Lee Curtis, Jared Leto, which you probably didn't know or didn't pay attention to.
I didn't.
And they don't even list her, but
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder makes a really short guest appearance there.
And that guy from Schitt's Creek, Levy.
Dan
Dan
Levy.
Levy.
Dan
Put some
Levy, yeah.
respect on that name.
He's also not listed specifically here on
Damn.
the top
Disrespect.
cast, if you will. I have to go down below the top cast. But you know who did make top cast? Creek Wilson, aka Mariner Ghost, which I don't ever remember seeing specifically. But hey, what do
Fair.
I know? So let's talk.
And he didn't say a single word
He
either.
did not. Let's talk about this movie. I want to know. We're starting high, and we'll see where we go from there. It might be low. I don't know. I don't want to foreshadow this. Do you guys have a favorite scene, piece, conversation
Yeah.
that happened in the movie?
Oh yeah, it's the scene when Ben enters the mansion and it's like nighttime and he's trying to make buddies and that with little Travis. He's like, oh, you got action figures, dig it. You ever heard of Action Guy? It's like, who the hell is that? He's like, he had that really great catchphrase in here with his shoe. And like, say it again, boy. I mean, like that's not byway top tier action figurine material for children playtime. I don't know what is.
I think
I hate that
Disney's
up.
making those. You think Disney is making that toy now?
Yeah,
Disney
100%.
It's it's foreshadowing for Avengers Phase 12.
Action guy joins
where
the
they're-
Avengers.
They're creating new characters that are just horrible.
They would have, but I don't know if they're going to now.
Mephisto's like, I'm going to trade Peter Parker. You want to trade your soul? No, because I've got backup. Action Guy, go! Say it again, devil.
Hey,
Say it again, white devil.
Yeah, I had some. There's parts I liked about this movie. I think my favorite part, surprisingly, was like the characters and their interactions. My favorite part of the movie. Like I found that it was an enjoyable cast where it was fun watching them interact, and I really liked the scene where Ben is like telling about how his wife died. And I thought it was really good acting, and I was like, oh, this was pretty good heart for this shitty ass movie. So,
I actually didn't like
Touché.
that scene. Like, I like the
well, that's
acting
because
there,
you're
but I
heartless.
didn't-
It's
I
because
didn't-
you're a heartless monster.
Well, beyond that,
You're like, when
It's
his wife
because-
died, why would he be
Yeah.
sad? Why would he have emotions like that?
yeah.
If it were
what are
me, I would
emotions
say,
even?
I hear you. Thank you for the information, good sir. Good night, officer.
Oh, I like-
Where are my tater tots though?
Good night, officer.
I thought the acting in that scene was good, but I don't know. That scene seemed like I didn't care enough about any of the characters to be super emotive about it. And it just felt like a needless thing just to justify the grief thing. But okay,
But why would you care about them? They're not you, right?
yeah,
They're other
exactly.
humans that aren't Luciano. So
They're humans. Even that's the problem.
yeah,
They were
See,
dogs,
That's the
maybe.
problem.
that's the
Yeah, if
problem.
they were dogs, I'd care.
If they were if they were dogs, you'd say,
Okay.
No,
you'd say,
don't
"Oh
go
my
there.
god,
Don't-
that's horrible."
Don't go there.
Good night, veterinarian.
So this so you're saying that we watched the wrong movie and we should have watched Air Bud Halloween
No.
Scare Night.
No.
Actually, probably be better than this movie.
Should have watched that Old Yeller movie. That would have got him.
No, that I
Put 'em
refuse to
down.
fucking watch that.
You
No, there's
say
no way.
that Old Yeller movie like you don't know the name of it is Old Yeller.
That movie about Old Yeller. What's it called? Oh yeah, the dog who saw too much.
Oh my god, this is a political movie from the
Yikes.
'60s.
Gotta put him down.
Yeah,
You've seen too much of that dog.
Jesus.
Listen, in other, I'll talk about what I thought was really good about the movie. It's not much. It's not going to take long. By the way, we're all doing a great job not foreshadowing what we feel about this movie, but we're staying positive.
We're
We're
professional.
staying positive. I thought it was really funny when that candle tried to blow itself out because it didn't want to get caught by Alistair Trump.
That was funny.
That was the only
I
cute
agree.
part of the movie that I really had a good time with.
Unexpected
I'm going to use this opportunity to dovetail us into the problematic parts of the movie. And I'm going to start with acting
That was fast.
and point out that outside of Lakeith Stanfield and Rosario Dawson, probably, everybody else just played a caricature of themselves. Tiffany Haddish played Tiffany Haddish. Owen Wilson played Owen Wilson. Danny DeVito played a toned down, kid appropriate Danny DeVito instead of being full Danny DeVito like he is on It's Always Sunny.
I like the kid that plays Travis actually. So I wish they had given Travis more screen time, but they didn't. They preferred to give Ben and his stupid nonsensical character more screen time, which makes sense because he's the protagonist. But I don't like him. So
That's odd.
What is
Because
odd?
they did give Travis time. Because if they didn't give him enough time, I wouldn't have given two shits about the fact that it turned out to be his dad that was dead, and I thought he was just an oddball this entire movie. Not
What do you
even
mean?
an oddball.
Sorry,
but,
Chris.
you know.
What do you mean? It turned out it was his dad was dead. Like was it someone else's
who,
dad that was
who
supposed to
else
be
is
dead?
there? Yeah. The
Somebody's
emphasis
daddy
there
did
was
it.
weird.
Somebody's daddy died.
Somebody's daddy had to be dead.
Somebody.
Travis's. Suck it, son.
Yeah, somebody's daddy died. Oh,
Nah.
you know who else's daddy died? Tiffany Haddish's Madam. What's her name? Her daddy died a long time ago. too.
Madame Tussauds. Oh, that's right. He was train daddy.
Trained. Oh no, that sounds terrible.
That sounds like a bad dream. I'm glad that kid wasn't in that movie more because, as Michael Jordan famously said, "Fuck them kids."
Listen, there's nothing wrong with the tiny child who looks like the actor who plays Kang the Conqueror.
He does.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
looks like a
he's
little
tiny Jonathan Majors.
Oh, I love it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hopefully, he stays away from potentially, allegedly assaulting women.
Hopefully.
13-year-old old
He's
Travis.
9 years old, for God's sake.
9-year-old Travis is actor. I think his last name is Dylan. Something Dylan. Knocks the salad bowl out of craft service's hands. I told you I don't like dried cranberries.
Do you know who I am? I'm Travis.
I'm
I'm
Chase
Travis.
W. Dillon, aka Travis.
And I'm gonna chase this hand across your face if you bring me another salad with cranberries and once again. Whoosh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dillon. Oh.
The only thing is, I was scared when, like, the first scene that showed, which is my favorite scene, with him getting to his room and playing around with the painting of the woman
Yep.
there. I thought it was
bride.
gonna go at some point. What you talking about, Willis? I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, that was
Because-
dangerous.
Compared Chase Dillon to Gary.
I didn't. I'm saying I thought they were gonna do something similar and they didn't. So I
Yeah,
was
they didn't.
glad.
So it's fine.
It's good.
Would
it's
you-
good, Yeah.
If you had to move in a scary mansion, and they didn't show us any other rooms, so I don't know. But would you pick the room that had the scary mouth bed as the room you're going to stay in? What would you look for in a bed?
something that doesn't
A
look like
mouth.
it's swallowing me.
Like a happy mouth, Spencer?
An open mouth.
But it was an open
Spencer would
mouth.
take the clown mouth. probably.
Spencer, did you watch this movie?
It had a mouth in it. I know that much.
Oh God.
Oh,
Spencer would definitely pick like the one that looked like a clown mouth. Let's be honest here.
Which room would I stay in? The kitchen.
all the
nice.
Too
knives.
far from the fridge.
Yeah,
I feel you though.
it's not the worst
feel you.
idea.
I suppose I'd stay in the study, the library.
Didn't they stay in the
So
study?
that-
That was a study?
Well, I don't give a fuck. That's where I would stay because then I would just like take a look at the bookshelves and figure, can these fall on me? And then I'd kind of like guesstimate where they would fall. Okay, yeah, I'll stay in the center. I think I should be okay. Because like, when's the last time in a horror movie does the roof ever cave in? Never.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if you've ever watched Poltergeist, but the whole fucking house caves in.
Yeah, including
At
the
the
roof.
end,
I
So
mean, in
you
this
said-
movie, the whole fucking architecture of the building is constantly changing. So it's
true.
definitely possible.
listen, all I know is that the best scene. I rebuke my previous statement.
No, here we
And
go.
that how
the
this
best
works?
scene, it has to be said. The best scene is when when Gabby and her son get 15 minutes inside that house, get scared, and they say like, "Nope," and they leave. I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
Yes.
That's true.
I hated that. Made me like, I almost was like, I'm in for a bad time. The way like she's like, there's no ghosts, and
Honey.
then he's like, yes, there is, and then they show the ghost, and she's like, she doesn't scream, she doesn't do anything. She goes, nah, we out.
That's
And
right.
I'm like, that is not a real reaction.
It
Like it's a reaction to be like, but it would have been like, oh my god,
Holy shit!
Let's get stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get grab his hand and run. We're getting out of here. Not
nah.
nah. We
That
out.
hit me in the soul.
I don't
It's a
wanna,
good
like,
point
ghosts.
out because the
Cook, Gabby, cook.
other analytical mind in the movie, Ben, gets scared all the time by the ghost, and he's like supposed to be a ghost hunter, I guess, or he was just hunting for his dead
It was
wife.
the-
Maybe.
It was,
He's
yeah.
hunting her. We'll find you dead one day. What do you do? Hunting my dead wife. Why? So she can rest in pieces.
Sorry, do you hunt?
needs to hear what I gotta tell her.
Sorry, do you
Who
hunt
is-
all wives, or just your all dead wives, or just your own dead wives? There,
One dead wife at a time. That's what I always say.
This is like very Gary Buseian.
it's always
Now
Gary
it needs
Busey.
to go
The thing
Gary
about
Busey.
ghosts are from another time entirely. Ghosts are part of the extraterrestrial beings. They infest our dead bodies and put their Illuminati numbers into your mind.
He
Yeah,
would be
like
so at
ghosts.
home in this movie.
He would.
I
So
think-
at home in this movie.
Gary
Needs to
could have
be
replaced
fast.
Danny DeVito's character Bruce
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, he would just play himself basically.
Yeah,
Hello, my name is Bruce. I am Gary Busey.
Let me ask you this about Bruce. What in the fucking Eastern Europe was he wearing? Like what the fuck
Oh,
was
the-
that like
the
clear,
clear-
plastic like suit? and
Bruce
hat
wears
or
whatever Bruce needs to wear.
See,
I'm Gary
I would
Busey.
have believed it much more if it was Gary Busey wearing that.
If you came to my class looking for an opportunity to lift your grades, let me tell you right now,
You
go
got
to
him.
another class and
You
bake
got him.
more for bread. I'm
No,
lactose
no.
intolerant.
Nobody just walks in
I'm
and can
lactose
pass.
intolerant.
Nobody just walks in and passes the Illuminati secret class that I teach about aliens infesting our brains.
There is
I'm
no
Gary
extra
Busey.
credit. There is no extra credit. There's only failure. How you gonna learn?
you know what? The worst part about that is I don't know if everybody knows, but that transferred from Spencer to Chris, and I honestly sound like Gary Busey the whole time. So kudos to you two.
Yay!
Seamless.
Because it was Gary
Seamless.
Busey speaking through us.
Was streaking
Yeah,
through.
Right.
So-
Someone has to shadow.
So
and
the
the-
Haunted Mansion was the movie we watched.
Starring.
And we can all
Also-
agree that
Also, the
more
name of Gary
Busey.
Busey's house.
Yeah, that's maybe we needed more Gary Busey. other things we should talk about. Who is this movie made for? Like demographically,
That's
would
a
you
good
say
question.
children? Would you say adults? Would you say inmates?
Idiots.
Inmates.
I mean, I felt
Inmates.
imprisoned having to watch
I'm
this.
just
So
asking questions.
Tweens. On
I don't know.
cusp of
I
adolescence.
think it's Disney, so it has to be at least somewhat aimed at children. I would say.
Oh yeah. So you like to talk about murderers and beheadings,
Suicide.
Look,
suicides,
Listen,
Gary
I
for
don't know.
children?
I hear what you're saying, but who else would believe this drivel?
Listen, this movie actually scared me. I real talk.
No,
Last
no,
night, yes,
no,
What?
No.
It did.
No.
Let me speak the truth. Last
No.
night I watched with my wife, and then our kid was sick, and we had to stop the movie. I went and I was tired, went to sleep. I had nightmares, and then I woke up, proceeded with the rest of the day, finished this movie, and felt better. I'm probably gonna have bad movie nightmares again.
Bad movie. Was the nightmare about how bad the movie was?
I
that
wish.
what
I
scared
was
you?
trying.
That was scary. That was scary. How bad this movie was. That was the really scary thing.
No,
It's gonna go on the
Yes.
VHS. It scared me.
it's not
anyways.
scary, folks. I would say, what age is Pirates of the Caribbean aimed at?
That's a good question.
A good reference point because they are both movies that are made purely out of rides at Disney.
Yes.
But I think I would say the Pirates of the Caribbean was aimed at like teenagers.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Like
Yeah.
16, 15, for me 14.
I'd
plus
say
was
ages
that
like
PG?
I'd say ages like 12 to
Yeah, 12 and up.
to 16.
drinking.
Well, 12 and up, yes, but
Yeah.
mainly like that 12 to 18 range.
I mean, in fairness, Pirates of the Caribbean is a pretty decent movie. At least the first one. I don't
Very
know.
good.
Yeah.
I can't speak as they progress the quality.
Yeah, I only watched the first two, and the second one was bad enough that I didn't want to watch the rest.
I'm burning. You shot me. You shot me in the leg.
Oh God, this plane is on a plane ride to hell.
Snakes on a plane. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying haunted mansions for 12-year-olds,
That's a
I
12
think
and
that
up.
tracks.
12 and ups. Okay,
Present day ones. Okay.
I accept it. I think the ups. I think there's an upper bound.
Yeah,
Because
13.
yeah, because like other than Chris being scared by bad movies, there's
It was
like
so scary.
there's no redeeming. There's like nothing to watch. There's
No.
nothing interesting happening.
It's not funny.
Right? Nope.
It's not scary.
Definitely
It's
was
not
absolutely not.
clever. So
I
really fun.
disagree with you guys. I thought it was
Small moments.
I
but
thought it was fun, and I laughed a few times.
I only left once, and that was when Ben calls the lady Ghost Bay. I actually did laugh. It was a stupid joke, but I did laugh.
That was pretty solid.
I laughed a couple times. I laughed when Danny DeVito says, "I'm too old to die." That was a funny line.
I wasn't, but sure.
I'm too old to die.
Yeah.
You die when you're old. It's funny.
Oh, you know what makes it funnier, Spencer? When you explain the joke. That really.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe you guys didn't get it.
I don't remember
You
that
guys have
line.
the bad brain.
Spencer, I don't know if you understand this, but when you're old, those jokes aren't funny. Those are just
Oh, I
real.
see. It's
and
it's
they
'cause
not a joke.
they're threatening.
Yes.
I like the part when he was astral projecting. After he comes back, he says, "Oh yeah, I like it. I really felt it." And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, me too." And then Owen Wilson's like, "I was tripping." I thought that was pretty funny.
So what we've established is that you're easily amused.
I liked the part where the I'm just not
You're
answering.
just gonna plow through,
When he-
okay?
After that, a really emotional scene where he explains how his wife died. Danny DeVito
Yes.
says
Yes.
she was gonna. She's like, wow, she must have had horrible
fair.
cholesterol.
Okay.
She was,
That was
she
funny.
was gonna die soon anyway.
That
That
was
was
funny,
great
I agree.
timing, and then yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
it was fun. It
I'll
was
allow
fun.
that one. I'll allow that one away.
Except for
The
when
other
it
two are
was scary.
stricken from the record.
Subconscious, baby.
Sustained.
Approach the bench.
A couple of questions. You know, Gary, now's not the time. We'll need you later, but now
That's all.
I'm
Go on.
just.
Go on.
You're
you.
not Gary Busey. Why are you?
Yeah, why are you
apologizing for him?
answering for
talking-
him? Are you Gary Busey's
control Gary
spokesperson?
Busey.
What happened?
Yeah.
Gary Busey comes and goes like the wind. Gary Busey.
Gary Busey goes and comes
Gary
and goes like
Busey.
breaking wind, more like.
Excuse
Oh no!
me.
It's Gary Busey.
Flatulence is a compliment in most civilizations.
How dare you break wind in my presence?
You're welcome.
Oh gosh.
So,
Haunted Mansion is what we're talking
Haunted
about.
Mansion 2023, the not Gary Busey vehicle. I'm curious, since you don't completely hate this movie, Spencer and Chris.
I assume you're talking to me.
Way to foreshadow shit, but okay.
No, I'm just asking. I'm here just to ask questions. They can answer how they choose.
Leading the witness?
Maybe I'm the judge though, so I'll allow it.
Oh no.
The fix is in.
He's drunken with power.
I just what I'm curious about with this movie is, can you tell me why Disney thought they need to remake Haunted Mansion? Was Eddie
Good
Murphy's
question.
version not good enough?
It wasn't good
As
enough
someone-
at all.
As someone who hasn't seen Eddie Murphy's version,
Same.
I have.
You
I'm
haven't
going to
seen
say
this movie, Spencer. I don't see what the problem here is.
Oh, this is.
I'll allow it. Sustained. I think that the reason why they wanted to remake this movie is because
Money.
money.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Disney is basically now just a large reenactment company. Like they like to do like Civil War reenactments. They just reenact older movies for a large profit.
You know,
Now-
I think we should reboot Herbie the Love Bug.
No.
Oh, they will.
Spencer, to answer, not to answer, just context for people.
Please.
This movie premiered at Disneyland in Anaheim, California on July 15th, 2023. And it was released in the United States July 28th. It received, quote unquote, mixed reviews from critics and grossed $116 million worldwide. And if you're curious, the budget was $150 million. So
Wow.
it lost money. Lots.
As much as the Flash, though.
Well, no.
I mean, they wanted to make money. Doesn't mean they were successful making money.
Listen, there are a lot of old, angry, stupid people out there who are going to say this movie's bad.
Why you gotta come at me that way? Like,
Let me
I don't
finish.
understand.
There are people out there. I'm not talking about you specifically, but there's people out there who are just old, named Luciano or Matt or Chris or something like that, some stupid name, who think this movie is too fun for me. I don't like it because it doesn't have enough nudity, exploding heads, controversial takes on society, deep messages.
Spencer, I
Yes.
don't want to stop this very poignant speech you're making, but I do
Then
want to
don't.
point out
Then
that you
don't.
said this movie was for 12-year-olds, and I don't believe that we should have a lot of nudity or exploding heads for 12-year-olds.
That's what
Somebody's
I'm
gotta
saying.
see the titties
That's what I'm
sometime.
saying.
Sometime.
But the people who give this movie negative reviews,
Come on, titty.
people who are bearded and are bald, are they're hateful in their hearts, so they can't reach the 12-year-old child within them and enjoy this film. I have a
Being
heart
a
filled with
12-year-old
love. I have a 12-year-old child within me.
Oh no.
Don't take it out of context.
Cannibalism.
But I love that 12-year-old boy inside me,
Oh no.
and I will take
No.
care of that
Oh,
child.
No. Oh no.
If anybody from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or I guess it's the RCMP in Canada, hears
RCMP,
this,
yeah.
Let me finish.
just know
Due south.
he does not mean what you think he means.
He is talking about childlike wonder. And
Thank you.
and
Spencer, I will give you this. Rotten Tomatoes.
Thank you.
Do you want to guess at what the audience score is for this movie?
Wait.
I'll
wait,
bet you
wait.
the audience score is.
I need to pause here. You
Right.
said I will give you Rotten Tomatoes, and he said thank you.
Oh, I said I'll give you
because
this.
I know it's going to prove my point. It's
you
going
don't-
to say that people
Chris
with
got it.
whimsy
It's fine.
and children
Continue.
in their hearts gave it a good review. audience score.
They don't specify that specifically. It's just a bunch of
Well,
people.
we all know that movie reviewers are the patriarchy.
Would you say that So Jersey Golfer represents the demographic you're going for? Or more Patricia S?
Patricia S is fucking my jam. Patricia S is going to give this movie a solid 4 out of 5 or whatever they use. It's at 8 out of 10.
Where is Akbar when we need him?
Patricia S. I want to hear Patricia S. Give me some of that sweet music. What did Patricia S. say?
Patricia S says,
Thank
I
you.
sat through
Thank
the
you.
whole movie with
Thank
mostly
you.
a silent audience.
Yep.
Full house. Slept
Yep.
through the last quarter.
And bring it home, Patricia.
No standout performances or ghost themes or actors.
Let her finish.
1.5 stars.
Let her finish.
That's what I'm
Silent
saying.
theater.
Where was Akbar when we needed him?
But like I said, Patricia S is a fucking bitch. I never liked her from the beginning.
It's trap.
She doesn't have a child inside her.
Oh no!
Promise you that.
Anyways, footnote. The
What
audience
did the
gave it-
golf? What did Jersey golfer Joe say?
So Jersey Golfer. So Jersey Golfer said, movie too long and too corny. Nothing like the Disney attraction we were
Fuck that
expecting.
bitch. Jersey golfer Joe, whatever the fuck your name is. You don't know shit about shit.
Go back to driving golf carts, you son of a bitch.
But you go drive off a cliff with Patricia S.
Miriam liked the movie, Spencer.
Miriam, you're a fucking gem.
Miriam said it was surprisingly good and entertaining. I don't know if I would watch it as a kid because there were some very scary to me scenes, but the fear didn't linger long.
Wait, Chris, is your middle name Miriam? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
This is not about me. And actually, just because my middle name is Marion doesn't mean I can't alter it for purposes of writing,
Reviews on the
reviews
internet.
on the internet or IMDb. Okay,
Chris,
so
what scene scared you the most?
He doesn't even know.
It's in my subconscious.
It was just a general feeling of dread because I had to watch this fucking shit.
No.
because I had to watch it.
What scene? There's got to be one scene that pops in your head.
Yeah. So in order for me to have a nightmare, right, there has to be something. I have to be susceptible. And so in the first 15 minutes, I know why. It was because when Ben went in and then went home, and then he had the hallucinations, and then the rush of water pushing him out of his house, and then like the bellowing return. That was the last thing I remember before we had to go and take care of our kid and blah blah blah. And I think that was the one that did it for me. It was
Chris, you're a fucking bitch.
I told you guys I don't do well with horror movies.
This is not a horror movie for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't do well with horror movies either, but this wasn't it.
Usually that doesn't get to me, but
The only thing scary about this movie is that Jared Leto's the monster.
Yes,
I was afraid that I was going to see his actual face.
Truly the greatest monsters
truly
are the real world
terrifying.
ones.
Truly.
You know?
All right. Well, we've taken a nice trip down Rotten Tomatoes lane, which tells you we have nothing to say about this movie. that's
Wait, what was
kind.
the scores?
Audience 84%,
Fuck yeah, I told you.
Heyo,
critics
something to be said.
37%.
You know what? You know what critics aren't? 12-year-old children. Boom,
Probably
checkmate.
true. Probably true.
I hope not. Anyways, we're gonna move on to things I want to talk about instead. Still about this movie, though. We do have some decorum here. Why? Who knows? Let's dig into these. There's some plot holes. There's not a lot of plot, if we're honest, right? But there are two things that stand out to us that are really requiring more in-depth conversation. And the first, and it might be more than this, but our friend Alistair Crump, aka Alistair Trump, aka Donald Crump,
Donald Trump.
aka
Yeah.
Donald Trump. Who knows what his real name is?
AKA Orange Cheeto.
AKA. This house is the greatest house you've ever seen in your life. It's amazing.
It's the
If you don't like
biggest
this
house.
house, you're
Nobody
the
has
biggest
a biggest
house.
house. Nobody
No
has a
one's
bigger
ever-
house.
no one ever had a
It is
bigger house than
worth
this.
$15 billion.
And the crooked attorney general is saying my house is only $18 billion. Losers. This house is worth $1,000 billion.
Nice.
That's a fact.
Nice.
Look it up.
That's a real
I'm
number.
not saying it. I'm not saying it. People are saying it. People are saying it, not me.
Mr. Crump, I just want to point out that this isn't the haunted house. Isn't your house? Your house is a different house.
My house is whatever house I want. Okay.
Okay.
I'm so big. Alistair Crump is the biggest thing in real estate in the world.
Great.
Okay.
Mr. Crump, can you answer the question then? Why does this last soul have to be willing?
If there's one thing you know about Crump, is he does whatever he wants, whether they're willing or not. Okay. That's a fact.
I mean, that's patently not true.
I don't
Potentially,
care
yes.
about consent. I mean willingness. I just do.
The
And when
evil-
you're famous, they let you do it.
The evil spell you want to perpetrate specifically requires willingness.
The only evil spell in my life is Ivanka.
Jesus.
Ivanka Crump. Let me be clear. Ivanka Crump, okay? No. The only losers is Cookie Joe Biden. Okay, I've had enough. Goodbye. Alistair Crump out. What was your question?
He answered it in character because that's about as much sense as we're gonna get.
Let me take over, Crump.
It's-
Why was the final one having to be willing?
yeah, the last. So they need 1,000 souls for something.
Yes.
They don't ever explain
Only
what
the
that
last
is.
one has to be really.
And the final soul, 1,000th, has to be willing.
Well, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
they have to be willing. Maybe. Hear me out. He only really needed one willing soul, and the other 999 were pointless.
Wow.
It's really just that one that mattered.
So he was collecting 1,000 at the last second. He's like, "Fuck! It
That-
says I just need 1.000 willing souls."
Shit. Those floating points.
Yes.
I mean, those decimal points always fuck me up.
Fine print is clearly a bipartisan Democrat agenda.
What is-
Trump is worse
what
than
is-
mine.
what is that? What
Don't worry
the
about
fuck was that?
It's prepubescent Crump.
It
Chris,
sounded like
we
Crump
are very
melting
big
into the floor.
Chris, we're very big proponents of yes and here. But in this case, yes and please don't do that again.
I'll have
Listen,
to
you
work on it.
loser. Okay. So the one person who could do Trump, and it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me.
None of
Okay?
us.
I can only do Crump. Okay. And Crump is a winner.
So, anyways, back to the question I asked.
I told you it was one
Right.
willing.
One, he
Yeah.
just didn't
He didn't
read
read the
the
right-
fine print. I'm
He
not
didn't read it.
Fine print. That's
What
true.
did he?
Crump.
What did he want to
Trash
do
talkers.
anyway? Like it's never.
They never
clarified,
specified.
is it?
It was
Yeah,
a
okay,
big
great.
spell.
Amazing.
Wreak
He could
havoc.
take.
I think he was trapped in that house as well. And once
Sure.
he got to one willing person plus 999 whatever's optional,
Yeah.
he could leave the house because he's like, what did he say? He's like, I'm feeling
me or something.
like
Stifle.
checking out some new digs. I believe that was his line.
Like to go back
Yeah,
to my own house.
Exactly.
And
That's
get
exactly how Jared
A
Leto
royal-
said it.
a royal shit in my own house again.
Yeah, I think he would become powerful or all
More
powerful.
powerful than you could ever
God.
know.
God King.
Yeah. I guess. Unlimited power.
Oh no, it's Palpatine. That explains everything.
Do it.
I think that
willing.
maybe it's just a wrap.
Really?
Maybe it's just wrapping. Hear me out. Maybe we're
Okay.
strapping the entire Disney verse together. So
Okay.
obviously Jared Leto's in this movie, and Morbius is trying to come back from the dead
Right.
as Alistair Crump. And when he completes his one willing soul spell, he becomes the Emperor, thereby explaining where the Emperor was in between.
Let the willingness flow through you.
Yep. You know, when you say it, it just sounds so sexual and gross. I don't know how you do it.
I'm feeling very willing suddenly.
Oh no.
Somebody would be more open
Do
to being
it.
willing. You know what? I think I will get the foot long meatball sub. Yeah.
The path
What?
to the grave is something many would see as
Nah, you're losing it.
unnatural.
Yeah,
That's better.
it's like
Going
it
back
runs
in.
away.
You're
It's
dialing
running
it in.
away. It's running away
I
from you.
forgot. I forgot
At
the
least he
line
hasn't gone to
completely.
Christopher Walken and he hasn't lost it.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. Let the
Anyways.
willingness flow through you.
The
I love how
question.
everybody
The
knows how to
question
do
I
it.
asked.
You know, and that's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. He stops.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about this question I asked you. The last soul has to be willing.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the last soul have to be willing? Because to me, the only reason why it has to be willing is so the movie has a point.
Yeah.
That's not a real answer.
A
Well, it's a
point,
terrible
a
answer.
point that doesn't make sense too, because like
No,
because I think the whole reason was like he's too powerful, right? He's very
Yes.
powerful inside that house. He can modify the actual house physically and make alligators climb walls and shit. Like he
Sure.
can do all that stuff. So they had to put some sort of a stopper on his power so that
a caveat.
the people, so the people had some chance. But then he makes a threat that is not a threat at all. If you don't come with me now, Ben, I will do what I was
Haunt.
doing before, and everybody was fine.
Yep.
And you'll see. And he shakes his fist at them, and that's it. Like I don't. It made no sense to me. I was wondering, like, why don't they just get away for now, let the full moon pass, and then they have an entirely new month just to try and banish the guy.
Because he was so close. You
Well,
know.
I have a question. I hate to interrupt you, Chris, but I really got to have this question answered. And it's along the lines of what you're explaining, Luciano, was what popped in my head. When they banish him, they use a little spell from Jamie Lee Curtis.
Cis head.
Madam Leota.
Madam Ray Liotta.
How
That's what I thought of every time too.
how or why does Ben fucking 5 or 300 him into the hole?
Oh, I was scared that he was going to grab his foot. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. Why didn't he yell, "This is New Orleans"? Like he should have.
How could he
Nolans.
touch a ghost?
Oh yeah, I never. That's right. I never even realized
Because
it.
the realities converged.
You
Fuck
had your chance.
them.
You had
No,
your
you
chance,
remember-
Spencer.
Quantum
You
physics.
remember
Quantum
that
physics.
explanation?
Yeah, they said on the full moon there could
Tiffany
the
Haddish
ghost
has
world-
a Venn diagram. that she
Yes.
explained. Yeah,
and those two Venn circles
True.
invented each other.
Venn circles.
The Venn circles became one Venn.
You had your chance to answer, and you wasted it on Trump. I don't want any of your science mumbo jumbo in here.
I think like to circle back to your question too, though, is I think it kind of plays into the arc or like the DNA of like the weird prophecy. And here it is. Like he wants someone to be willing, and I think that taps into like the despair of the human spirit that he's hoping to use to his advantage, thereby giving him OP abilities. So I kind of got that, but I don't think it was explained well enough.
You just
So
made
you
that up on the
think-
spot.
I like it though.
Yeah.
You think that because he was grieving, that's why he could touch the ghost?
No. I'm talking about the
He skipped
willingness.
that question.
I know.
You're a monster.
Let's see. Don't you talk about my dead wife. Oh wait, my boot connected with your head. Ugh.
I've haunted my dead wife for 10 years.
But yeah, the willingness thing, like it was, yeah, it did not have enough legs because like
I like your
what about all
explanation
the
though.
people? That's it. It was sitting there, and I was listening to you guys, and then I was like, wait a minute, like on his own, like if this movie had better writing, like he was. I think all the other ghosts and the setup, like all the foreshadowing for like the man in the hat and stuff like that, he did strike me as a little scary. So I was like, okay, like they were scared of him. They kept throwing those domino after domino after dominoes. And I was like, oh, okay. But
Could have been.
yeah.
I think I like that explanation too because it makes more sense than the movie actually made, and maybe they should have, instead of doing fucking 1,000 souls, they could have done like, I don't know, 7.
100.
And they were all willing.
Sure.
Right. That would have explained it
Oh.
better
Dumb.
than well, the movie yes is very
Is it dumb?
That's not a haunted
not-
mansion. That's just like a mansion that's got some fucking rats in one corner.
Why do you need more than like 7 ghosts in a?
It's
in
got
a
to be
mansion?
haunted. Look how big that house was. Like 7
can-
ghosts couldn't haunt that mansion.
I feel like one ghost could haunt.
No,
house.
not effectively.
Of course it can. what do you mean?
What's your room to ghost ratio?
Look, okay. So, like, how many rooms do you think were in that mansion based on the pictures they showed us? Like 50, 100?
No,
I don't know. Like
I'd say like
20, 30.
definitely closer
More
to
than
like
20.
40.
Something
All
like
right,
that.
fine, I'll give you
Between
40.
20, yeah.
40 rooms, you got one ghost.
Yeah.
So how many? So answer my question: how many ghosts
40 goes.
are required for was it one ghost per room?
One
Is that
per-
like
one per
standard?
room? Is that yeah?
What about the living areas? What
is
about
it-
the
is
shared
it a-
quarters?
Is it a union
Right.
thing? They can't cover too much ground. Is that what the problem is?
one per kitchen? Is there one for the kitchen? One
It's
for
the same rules as when you have children in a daycare. One ghost for 5 kids max. And one of those ghosts is got to be trained by the union for maximum scaring.
See,
What about
The
the bathrooms? Do the
union!
bathrooms need attending?
No, that's fine. You don't have to.
That's
So even
included
if
in the
you-
room.
It's
Even
a
if you
it's
think-
it's a bonus.
what if it's a suite? Like, does the bathroom count in the square footage or?
No, it's all just one room. Like you don't have to.
So,
now you're making it
1,000
complicated and weird. It's just
Oh yeah, we
Thousand
are making it complicated
Yeah.
and weird. That's yeah. Okay.
One goes for 5 rooms. I don't see what's complicated.
Unnecessary.
One goes per 5 rooms. What about
Yeah.
dining room?
Dining room? Oh no, that's different. It's really square footage. So
That's
it's
what's the
That's what I
formula?
asked.
You guys are all over the place.
So ghost union contract stipulates that a room, the size of a room, is essentially, it's 10 by, it's not 10 by 5, but let's call it 10 by 5. It's probably like 10 by 7. So if the room, like the dining room, the rooms you're staying in are like, 3 or 4 10 by 7, so that's at least 4 ghosts,
They can only cover
happens-
10 by 7? They can't
I didn't
move?
write the union contract. That's
happens-
the ghost union contract.
I
What
think you did
happens
write
when-
the union contract.
What happens when the,
Right
when the
now.
room, like when you have 2 separate spaces, but like they're not actually separate rooms; they're just divided, like for living.
Is the separation a 10 by 7 total or 2 separate 10 by 7s?
neither?
What do you mean
Yo,
neither?
this conversation is boring.
It's got to be one of those two.
Fuck this, man.
Okay, what about you got last
man.
question. You got
Yeah.
30 people in
Great.
one 10 by 7 room.
Yeah.
Does that require more ghosts?
No, it's a one ghost. It's just a square
It's a
footage
one
thing.
ghost job. Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Home
Chris.
Hardware, Home Depot bullshit.
Chris, yes, and Chris, yes, and.
Yo, yes, and these nuts. Y'all are forgetting. Did any of you see this movie? Forget it. Like, Alistair Trump killed people when he was alive, and then he killed people when he was dead. He was stacking bodies and more bodies. That's how the numbers went up.
Did he
Those are
kill
completely
people?
separate.
Those are
Not
separate
really.
formulas. Bring
Yeah.
up the spreadsheet.
Nah. So fuck this.
Did he kill people as ghosts? Did the ghosts
Yes.
kill people?
No, I think he drove people to kill themselves.
So
and
this
stuff
is
like that.
actually the interesting
And-
thing about the movie, right? Allegedly, he drove these people to kill themselves, thereby trapping them in the house. But
And
they
there's
don't
more.
ever explain any of that more than
That one guy.
they tricked. Was it Crowley?
No, it was like
Was
Gary.
it
Gary-
Crowley, the owner of the house? Clevenger?
No.
Something.
Crowley
Anyway, it's
Clevenger?
Clevenger now.
I would have remembered that. Sounds like a backup.
No,
His
guys, I'm
name
pretty
is
sure he's
Spear
right.
Avenger.
It's
His
Crowley
name-
Crevenger.
It's
Crowley
Gracie.
Cra-
I was right
Gracie.
there.
William
right there.
Clevenger. William
Gracie.
Clevenger.
So Gracie and Madame Leota, Ray Liotta, they were Gracie was looking for his the ghost of his dead wife, and they kept pulling more and more souls, and like
Yeah.
Donald Crump was tallying that up, and somehow was able to like get the ledger,
See,
like add it to his ledger.
This throws the rules into disarray because
Yeah.
one willing soul. He had 99 others, but
Unwilling. Yeah.
they weren't even like his. He didn't make them.
Yeah,
he
He
just
just came
called
through.
them?
He's like, "What the hell?" And then
Yeah.
they just
like
add it to the spreadsheet.
a bunch of the people that died were killed by that woman with the axe before she became a ghost.
5 or
Yeah,
6.
5 or
Yeah.
6.
Eleanor killed herself, I guess, and then
I think
Yes.
so.
Clevenger also killed himself.
Clevenger.
Yeah, Clevenger.
Gracie.
Gracie Clevenger killed himself.
Okay, shit.
Gracie Clevenger, but it's almost like Stacker Pentecost.
And he had no part in bringing those ghosts in. That was all
Crump?
Jamie Lee Curtis's head. Pre-head.
Apart.
Well, he didn't.
And
he
her
didn't
body.
He didn't even kill her. He just
Combined.
pulled her into the bowl.
Yeah,
No, I know
dark
that,
magic.
but they were calling in ghosts before. They were like, and then we called in something horrible.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Because
Yeah,
So those ghosts
he
were there
was-
before him, so that
yeah,
can't
he
count
was-
to his
he was
999
summoning
ledger.
ghosts there. Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
yeah.
did.
But like
Just
Chris is right.
whack.
It seemed like it did because if there was those ghosts plus another 999, where are all these ghosts? Where are they hiding?
He's like, it's like he walked into an empty house, but then the fridge was stocked. It's like, oh shit, I don't have to go grocery shopping. I'm
Oh,
going
I
to cook.
see. He kind of cheated the system there to say, all right,
Somehow.
they're here already. I'm just going to
So-
use them.
So Madame Leota Ray
Ray.
said that when she got there, or when she was bald, ball head. I don't know. It was at
Headballed.
it was at 992, right?
No, it was 9.
No,
it was
933.
932.
33, and then he had 66.
Yeah.
And then
No, it was
999.
932, and then they
Yeah.
added 66 to get 999.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Fucks.
Well, 2 plus 6 is 8,
It's
not
8.
9. But anyways,
yeah, it's
good job.
fine.
90. That's what I meant. Math. You got me again.
That's right.
Not
Right. So
4
so,
plus. Oh, let me finish.
No!
Carry the 2.
Carry the one.
Spencer, the room is 10 by 7.
Power of
One
Ray,
ghost
Leota
for each
compels
10 by
you.
7 room.
Let me write this down.
Compels you. The power of Scarface compels you. Say hello to my little friend.
Hold on, I'm writing this down.
Okay, so for real talk though, Madame Leota says there's like 933, right?
Yeah.
When she was, I guess, hidden in the ball. I think that's all she knows up until when she's hidden, right? That's the story she tells.
Yeah.
So then, I guess they are just contributing all the ghosts that were in the house up until that point. Whether they were brought in through Ray Liotta, Crowley,
Is she inferring that?
Clevenger.
I mean, that's just a classic Crump move.
But is she
Take stuff from
inferring?
other people.
Is she inferring that she brought in 933?
She knows she did. She says it because she's like she keeps telling
over the years or
Clevenger.
a year or whatever. Clevenger was asking him to contact Eleanor,
and
she
they were
went,
knocking
you
down
got
the
count?
walls
So
between.
when you got 66,
no 66 since she was imprisoned.
Yeah, because
that's the only ones that he got.
Oh,
the bad guy.
But it doesn't matter. They're there.
Maybe,
They're his.
yeah, basically that's
why-
correct. He got 66. So really, he had to get 67.
Yeah,
66
exactly.
plus 1 willing. That spell can't be that
No,
good,
listen,
right?
listen. I think Spencer is right that he just needed the 1 willing, and the other number is just him being stupid.
He was just
arbitrary.
practicing, right?
Yeah,
He was
practicing. Yeah,
You just realized, like at the end,
Okay, well,
maybe I'm doing this wrong.
as good a point as any to go into the next plot hole because I think it ties into this quite well. Or well,
Classic Crump. He gets 66 unwilling and 1 willing.
Listen, it would have been a great segue until Spencer had to get his last point in.
Sorry.
However, I will press on. The
Please
segue
do.
being, the other question we want to ask about this is the ghosts. We'll even make it the 933 before the 66 that were murdered or tricked into dying there. What I want to know about them is what's their deal? What are their motivations? Why? Because at points, like the Mariner's a great one, right? The Mariner goes out and brings men back, scares them into coming back, and then at other times the Mariner's like, "Hey, I'll tell you all about Crawley and this fucking steamy ass mirror room."
Also, how did he know? But let's leave that alone.
Well, you can answer that if you'd like to, but I don't understand what these ghosts were doing. Some of them were working for the Alistair Trump. Others weren't, but weren't necessarily working against. Some really liked murder. Some were innocent-ish.
Some were candles.
Some were candles. Yeah, that like
Lumiere.
you can answer that question if you want. But so what the fuck is my question?
Maybe they
Well-
were just bored, and then it was like, yeah, might as well just go kill people, I guess, and then bring them back.
Maybe it was
Like,
a
I don't-
recruitment drive.
Because I don't see any reason, like you said, Matt. The Mariner is a perfect example because he seemed like he was, he was doing shit to Ben. You better fucking come back. And apparently, every one of them sort of suffered a similar thing. But then they didn't do much to them when they were there. So I can only assume that they were either Alistair has some sort of a power over them, or they were bored. Like I can't really see. It's like, fuck it, let's go haunt people.
Yeah, maybe
Drag them
I
out
do
into
believe
the
that.
yard on a chair.
Like, you imagine you're in this house and you can't do shit, and then they finally get some people who come to the house, and they immediately leave. And you're like, "Fuck, this fucking sucks." Maybe people is like Netflix to them. Like they just want something to watch.
So the ghost just people and chill? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they just that infers that they're banging.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that they are.
There's no friction. They can't bang. They're ghosts.
But that's
don't pigeonhole them.
So that's the failure or the weakness of the story because
Oh, that's the one? The only one.
I'm not saying the, but it's a. So we don't know exactly what Crump is holding over the ghosts. They're just blind.
They all run
following
away
order.
from him, right?
Right.
When
Maybe
he shows up.
maybe he got access to their internet history.
Maybe
Oh,
browser
that'll
history.
do it. That'll do it.
Clevenger didn't have an internet history.
Maybe
do
he
you
got
know?
access to Clevenger's ink drawing history.
Yeah.
Parchment history.
Clevenger just drew stick
swear,
figures,
it's still
but they're all
drawing.
very risque stick figures.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that one has a
I've
leg.
been staring at ankles all year. He'll show everyone. I'm an ankle file.
One of them even had a shoulder showing.
Whoa, shut the fuck up. You cannot do that.
This
sir.
podcast is over.
Right to jail with you.
One of them was holding
Straight
a
to jail.
doily.
But that actually brings up another point about shoulders. No, not actually about shoulders. My other point is how shitty is the afterlife that they would rather stay in this shitty house
Then move on.
than go back.
Yeah. That's a fair point. Like,
But
oh,
there's-
you're free now. Fuck that noise. We're
You're like,
staying
fuck
here
that.
dancing can.
I'm not going back to the void.
Yeah.
The void is hell.
There's a thing in there though. Maybe they didn't know there was another option. I mean, like in the Disneyverse, death. I guess as they are depicting it. I don't know. I don't know if these ghosts know because when Owen Wilson, or rather, what is it, Father Kent comes through and is like, "You guys have another option, right?" Then they start to turn. Like at first, they're like, "We're still going to creep up and kill you," but then he gets to them, and then they change their mind. So maybe it was maybe Donald Crump was very Hitler-esque and like,
Wow,
this
we're
is
going
the
there.
only way.
Just
All
join
right,
them all together. Good job.
you know.
just he was
Not wrong.
Hitler-esque.
And maybe it's possible he promised them some kind of freedom if they assist him. So who was listening?
Yeah, but then why are they all scared of him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, if your answer can't tie up all these loose ends, don't fucking bother.
Don't even start.
I don't think any of you actually trying.
I
Maybe-
just
With your-
asked the questions.
I'm just going to throw it out there. He could eat ghosts. That's his ability.
That's a better one. And Chris, for the record, I gave very detailed reasons on how ghosts haunt, and you were like, "I don't want to hear this shit," so I don't know what you
Yeah,
want from
you
me. I was
should've-
very detailed, and you got
Those
mad.
were the
I'm not
ghost
saying
code.
I don't want to hear it.
The ghost code.
Let's make sure that the union presents the most up to date codes because
Listen, I'll invite you to the next
That's
Ghost
fine.
Union meeting. Don't worry about it.
When
Do
you,
you think-
that's,
Alright.
you
Wait,
don't know,
do
but
you
he just
think-
threatened to kill you.
Was
I'll see you at the
Was,
next ghost meeting, ghost
Was-
ocean
Yeah.
meeting.
was Donald Crump part of the union too? Was he a
Oh.
union buster?
He's a scab.
He was a filthy scab.
He worked for the man.
Shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
That adds up, does it?
Yeah, I don't
It
know what
does.
the
To-
deal was.
to
I
answer
don't
the
know what
question-
the deal was with any of this.
No.
Restate
The
your
plot.
question, Matt.
To answer or restating the question is,
What the fuck is up with
what
ghosts?
is the deal with the
What
haunted
is the
mansion
deal
ghosts?
with these ghosts?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Are
liked
dead.
to haunt people. Oh, you know what I was going to say? This is
Riveting
not answering your question.
podcasting.
This is not
Riveting
answering.
podcasting.
Shut up. Don't you hate it when the bad monsters in the movie turn out to be good in the end? I hate that trope so
It's
much.
I hate it almost as much as people
As
asking
asking
random
questions.
questions and not answering the question I asked them. Yeah. So you know where I was going with it.
No, but this is to do with the ghosts because the ghosts, what's their deal? And at the end, they go from bad to good. It makes no sense. You can't have like intimidating bad guys that end up being like one speech and they're like,
Dealt
yeah,
with.
let's be good guys. Fucking hate that trope. Wishy washy ass ghosts. Pick
I
a
don't
side.
I don't
Some
mind it
ghosts
if,
are
if
evil.
it's earned. No, if it's earned, you can do it, but not like this. This is bullshit. It was like, we were haunting you this whole time. Now we're just going to dance can in your kitchen because it's
Well,
thanks
Because
There
to
have
Owen,
to
Wilson,
be-
because Owen Wilson gave a half-ass speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
There's
be a
gotta
hero.
be factions, though.
You could be a hero.
Oh, wow. You're
Wow,
all great. Yeah.
You're
like,
great now.
Yeah. It's,
You're ghosts.
Don't forget,
you have
Haven't you
to,
seen Casper?
the asses have to sibilate. Yes.
some, but there was definitely a split. Some stuck with Donald Trump, and some tried to like it was like a scrum of sorts.
Yeah, those guys were like, ghost power. Ghost power.
I don't like what you're doing. I think Donald Trump should get another shot. Ghost power.
Got the
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
that
He should
that
be our
tracks.
next president. Ghost power.
I'm
Make
tired
America
of
ghost
living-
again.
That's right. I'm tired of living in this mansion.
Sick of,
Chris?
Tired.
Chris, I think we answered the question.
Yeah.
sick of these,
power.
I think I'm sick of these solid skins. Translucent
Oh.
skins are nothing. You can tell a lot about a man by the color of his skin. If it's
And all these
translucent.
organs.
That's the opacity of
see
his
more.
skin, Spencer.
Yeah, you can tell a lot about a man by the opacity of his skin.
Tired of these meat bags walking around.
You know what the problem with people with skin? They're lazy. They don't like work. They come across our borders being our walls.
Always eating. I'm tired of it. Tired of us breathing.
Ghost power.
They're coming across the borders into our mansion.
Oh no.
Always walking on my lawn.
Ghost
I
power.
can't cut it. Ah.
All right, we've clearly need to move on from that.
For legal reasons.
I have some lighter questions.
Lighter.
Lighter.
More
Lighter.
more opaque questions.
Lighter.
Yes, more opaque questions. if you
Okay.
will.
Mm.
Let's start with an easy one. What kind of medical doctor is Gabby? She references that she's a doctor and she got a job at Tulane, whatever hospital in New Orleans.
Endocrinologist.
Well, she lets. Technically, I guess she doesn't let Bruce die because Bruce
No,
is
she just
alive by the end of the movie.
she pats him in the shoulder when he's having a heart attack.
So she's not a.
Brachiologist.
Sorry, is she called brachiologist?
I said rachiologist.
Yeah,
brachiologist
that makes
would
sense.
have been-
Or
yeah.
a chiropractor, maybe.
Okay, that'd
So
be cool.
she is not a heart specialist. We know that much
Clearly.
clearly. What else? What else do you think she is or isn't? Because I don't even think she's a GP.
She's a PhD in horoscopes.
Oh, that
that
kind of
weird?
doctor. I see.
But she-
Not a medical doctor.
How did she get hired at the hospital then?
What, you don't think they use horoscopes in hospitals? How do you
No,
think
I
they treated
don't.
Gemini?
What's your sign?
As being a Gemini, they've used medicine on me mostly.
Yeah,
Do you
how
have two hearts?
How do you think they figure out your blood type if they don't know your sign?
Okay, Spencer. In the
God.
hospital, if the room is 10x7,
Yeah, okay.
one goes nurse
In one Virgo,
One nurse per 5 rooms.
for 5 rooms. Correct. See, he gets it.
one nurse, one Virgo per 2 rooms.
That's right. One Virgo. Now, if it's a Sagittarius, no. right out of the
Just
hospital.
right out of the hospital. Yeah.
Kill them.
Go,
Right
I
out.
take offense
Cool.
to
go
that.
back out, die
Ghost
alone.
power.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
No Sagittarius ghost power.
I don't like that mathematics.
We don't like your kind around here,
No
Sagittarius.
astrological and fire sign and what moon rising of your calculations don't sit well with me. I am a man of medicine.
At least not an Aries. Dirty fucking
So,
Aries.
but yeah, but wait, but that has some merit. Not the whole horoscope thing, but like she says, I was a doctor in New York.
I think. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean she's a medical doctor. She could be like I don't
Maybe
know.
she spells doctor with a K.
With how many case? How many case?
Ghost power.
I don't think it's that kind. I don't think it's that kind.
No, I was gonna
Doctor with a
say-
Q.
Maybe
Oh,
she's
shit.
maybe she's a lawyer, and one of those lawyers who insists on being called doctor, and she's
Are-
just
do
the
those
legal
exist?
counsel of the.
I thought you were going to go in a different direction. I thought he was going to be one of those doctors that they call to the stand. In my medical opinion, I think that person stabbed that person and then proceeded to yell ghost power.
Because he's a Virgo.
that's
Well,
that's
because
more.
in my medical opinion,
You see,
That's more
when
a dragon
Mercury
than a
is-
doctor or a
Mercury's
wizard.
in retrograde.
ah,
The
Communication.
dragons and the wizards are at war in the stars. And for that reason, ghost
White
power.
For that reason, your client killed
I
that
see.
man.
I see you went to
Stabbed
the
before
same
you stabbed
school
in the
that,
face.
that Gabby did.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, next question. Keep it moving. Keep it flowing.
Louder.
If you're getting a sketch done of a person, how much added analysis can you get if you don't put the skin on and then do put the skin on the sketch?
You're referring to the scene where they draw a skeleton and then say, put skin on him, and they
put
say,
some
we got
skin
him.
on it.
we got him, boys.
Put that skin on, boys.
That's him. The man with the skeleton with skin over it.
Oh man,
I'd never forget it.
that's got to be the most sped
You
up.
see what you don't
bullshit
know is that
I've ever
Hassan
seen.
Minaj is actually Gryffindor. So that's how he can put the skin, the lotion
What's
on
that?
the skin on the basket, or he gets the hose again.
What's that old, ancient, horrible thing where they could think they could tell
Phrenology.
people? Phrenology, yes.
How
That was that's
did you
what they studied.
guys get that so quick?
Oh, so
Yeah, why do you know that so well, Goldman?
Listen, big fan.
PhD.
I can tell just by looking at your skulls, you're all men of genius,
Oh, thank
except
Okay,
one
you
of
are.
you.
Ghost power.
Oh no!
Who, me? I'm a genius? Me too?
Boy, I tell you what.
Ghost power.
Care.
Okay, now I think that's fair. A lot is what we're getting from this answer. I'm feeling a lot can be learned from skin on
Apparently.
skeleton drawings.
But it's tricky.
Like, he didn't even
it?
have a nose. How can
I
you
think
figure
so.
out what kind of
Yeah.
nose he had?
Cartilage. I think it's trickier. That's what I was saying. It's the most sped up bullshit I've ever seen because it's not just skin on bone. It's cartilage, musculature, tendons. How do you fucking account for that?
What,
That was
what are you, a
bullshit.
doctor with a K?
No,
Think you're fucking smart over there?
no. I
Sir?
am smart though.
Sir,
Yeah.
how many ghosts do you have in your 10 by 7 room right now?
Yeah, if you're so smart. If you're,
That has
if you're
nothing to do with medical illustrations.
oh, sorry.
sir.
If you know
Everything.
if you know medicine so well, name every bone. Go.
Metacarpals,
It starts with metacarpals.
metacarpals.
We got some sort of big city doctor over here with the metacarpals.
Scapula.
You think I got metacarpals in me, boy? Fuck that shit.
Yes, you do.
I'll tell you what.
Your fingers, your phalanges, your
You think I got
tibias.
fingers?
Yeah,
Get
you
'em,
got- you don't have-
Next
Bring 'em
question.
Bring
Moving
that
on.
nigga up. You gotta go on.
What kind of nerd is Travis? And I ask this
Hmm.
because he's playing Monopoly by himself.
So not a nerd, a psychopath.
No self-respecting nerd would actually play Monopoly.
Well, he was
Especially not alone.
lonely.
Can
He
you
was
play-
lonely and grieving?
Was he playing all
nobody.
the characters when he was playing Monopoly by himself?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing with himself. He was playing with his dad.
Oh,
These are supposed to be funny answers, and I just made everybody sad. How do we go from ghost power to he's playing Monopoly with his dad?
His dead dad.
He's
His
trying
dead
to
dad.
summon some connection with his
Who
dead
can't
father.
play?
What kind of fucking podcast is
Can't
this?
play. Like, it's not even he was playing chess and like he's respecting, like, to honor his dad playing both sides of the chessboard, but like solo motherfucking Monopoly.
Yeah.
Hey, it's called Monopoly.
Mono. Yeah.
It's in the Latin mono.
Mono means one. And
Cool, that was great,
Monopoly
I mean, I
means
think it
business.
was supposed to be like a comic loving, like action figure loving
Yeah.
nerd.
I
But-
know you've never played Monopoly. There's so many better games.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the only game in the house.
No, he moved into the house. He brought all his shit.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good board game collection. Like,
His
Mama
mom is
was.
some level of a doctor. She clearly has money.
That's not the point. The point is that she was in her.
Doctor.
Yo. So she. So a question. We don't. What was the timeline? Like, maybe Dad was the more in tune to his nerd needs.
Okay.
And before he kicked the bucket, like just
This
before he
is
kicked the bucket,
Chris.
he was going to take him.
Chris,
Yeah, what's up?
if his
Let
dad
me-
was in charge of this is an extreme dereliction of nerd daddom.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's
true.
I have a thought. You have I see what you're saying, but maybe his dad wanted to help his foundational nerdness by making sure his fashion was on point. And
His
then,
fashion?
yeah, man, he was dressed well for too fucking well for a 9-year-old. Them threads, son.
No nerd would dress
Twin.
that well.
That's
No. There is a
That's
spectrum of
true.
nerddom. Having drip is very
Well,
acceptable.
That's
yeah, nerd
that's fair because
overly
like,
nicely dressed is a nerd thing. Like
if
wearing
you
like
look-
a tie.
if you look at
Mm-hmm.
Ben, who's an astrophysicist,
Mm-hmm. He was looking
he-
good.
he had
Clean.
some nice digs.
He had drip the whole movie. You saw
Yeah.
that? What do you call those things that they're not bandoliers, but like holsters, but you can put different things in it. Traditionally for guns, but like at first I thought he was wearing suspenders, but they were just like leather, almost suspenders, but like gun holsters. Dude was dressed well. That's all I'm
Yeah.
fucking saying.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
might say his
The entire
style
movie.
was out of this world.
Fuck you. No, you're banned. This whole
We
question's
might
banned.
not say this.
So what
Moving
kind
on.
of nerd? So what kind of nerd then would you say?
We've moved
Are
on.
you moving on?
Not
Spencer
one
ruined
that
the
makes
question.
sense.
It wasn't even about that question.
Scorched Earth. Okay, Scorched
Spencer,
Earth.
we're just cutting clean from whatever this was.
Damn, Spencer, we had one shot.
I'm gonna segue like a professional though. Ben lives in a house.
Sure.
How does he afford this house? Because all he does is give the worst ghost tour.
It's
In
not a
history of time
ghost
and
tour. It's a
space.
history tour. He says that like 6 times.
It's New Orleans. You are there for the ghost tours, not the
Is that
history
really a
tours.
thing, or just this in this movie?
Ask both Carols; they'll tell you they're there for the ghosts.
Yeah.
Sure, but is that an actual thing, or is it just for the movie?
I mean, okay, listen. You can get a haunted tour or a not haunted tour in any city, but
Okay.
you like. I don't even believe in ghosts, but you want to go on the haunted tour because it's more interesting than the history tour. History people are boring. I went on a haunted tour of fucking Fort York and Toronto, and all the guy was talking about history and people dying in these places. It was the most boring tour of all time. You throw some ghost action in there, spice that tour right up.
And also, I think it was supposed to be like him continuing the work of his dead wife, because
Who
she
definitely
did
believed
that.
in ghosts.
Oh yeah. The whole
I'll rest
thing.
my case.
I'll allow it.
Can I sustain a rest my case? No, right? It's just for objection. Okay. I'm
Correct.
not a doctor with a K.
You are not.
Someone call the doctor and resuscitate this question.
We're gonna move on from that, whenever that was.
No, we didn't even get a chance to answer.
That's what
I think we
oh,
all know that his tour ended with him sexually pleasing all of his clients. There.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I wanted to know, how he paid for it. Like, because he every morning before the tour, he was like either half sobering or still drinking from the previous night of.
The reason
Sexual
why he could
favors.
afford his house is because he doesn't make any sense as a character. He's just a bunch of quirks in a trench coat masquerading as a character. There, I answered your question.
No, he's a former astrophysicist.
Yeah, I believe so.
At
So
CERN.
maybe he's
He was an astrophysicist at CERN. He used to work at the Space Center building telescopes.
Yep.
And then he goes to
Mm.
give ghost tours. And he says that he was nothing before he met his wife.
Alyssa.
maybe he's selling molecules on the side.
Molecules
Sorry,
on
I
the
thought you
side?
said meth.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
mean
say
meth?
is
What kind
molecule
of
No, it's a
is
molecule?
molecule.
molecules. Wait, is molecules
Sperm?
a euphemism for sperm? Yeah.
Maybe he's selling quarks.
Is that meth?
What do
No,
maybe
that's
he's-
angel dust. Quarks is angel dust.
Maybe he's sell.
PCP.
Maybe he's like he goes to people on the site.
You
He's
like
like,
to get high?
you want to see
Pull
the
the sugar.
You want to see the stars? Come with me.
Oh.
And he just actually has telescopes.
Yeah.
the,
And I got
the worst
some
drug
lines
dealer
over there
of,
if you
of all
want.
time.
Oh,
And then
geez, you got
and
some
then he says-
friends over there.
To take the PCP and look through the telescope.
And then it's his mitts.
Honestly, I thought the telescopes would be bongs. I thought that was a great idea.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
You ever been on a telescope with drugs? Sure, you've seen telescopes. You ever seen telescopes on
On
drugs?
drugs, yeah.
I like how you say, "Have you seen telescopes?" Like to just sit there and look at the
That's a lot
telescope
of-
in the room.
Just- oh my
You can
God.
do what- you can do
Not
what you
using
want,
them,
man.
Just looking at them.
No, don't look at the space. Just stare at the telescope.
Yeah, this
But on
telescope is that.
drugs.
This telescope is 16 inches.
you gotta work your way up to looking through the telescope. Okay,
And then
that's step one.
sometimes I put
You-
this
you ain't
telescope on
ready.
the table.
Step one,
That's-
do heroin. Step two, watch the telescopes.
See this other telescope? It's on gyros. I can spin it and it'll always be pointed 45 degrees. Free your mind.
Moving on. Jared Leto is a famous method actor. He has used condoms, I believe, to the people on the set of Suicide Squad.
Oh, I heard about
Rats
that.
as well.
Dead rats, live
Yeah.
rats. I don't know. I didn't. Really
One of those.
Anyway, it's not important to this. The question. The question
Schrodinger's
is. The question is, how did he prepare as a method actor for playing Alistair Crump, aka the man with the head in the hat box? Is that what it was called?
Hatbox Ghost, yeah.
Hatbox Ghost. Thank you.
You'll be shocked to hear this. He sent used condoms and rats.
Wait,
Poor Those are
9-year-old Dylan's
did
like,
you say?
"What
Did
kind of
you say he
wonderful
sent?
is this?"
Did you say he sent used condoms to rats? Is that what you said?
Here you go, Ratatouille.
He would tie his used condoms to rats and send them away.
Oh, man.
Go, my pretties, flee!
So many rats.
He watched a lot of Donald Trump's like rallies and speeches, and then
That
at
would
the
drive
end,
anyone crazy.
and then at the end he killed himself. And that's how he prepared to be a ghost.
Jared Leto's dead.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
you heard it here.
First, folks.
You heard it here first. 30 Seconds to Mars doesn't have a singer anymore.
Now they're 29 seconds to Mars.
The Grammys have just released a press release. They are now giving 30 Seconds to Mars an award for thinning out the herd.
It's now 30 Seconds to Snickers.
Did it start 30 Seconds to Snickers?
Yes.
Wow.
What? I told a perfectly good joke. You guys
And then
just took
we
it
told two shitty ones. Yes.
just to put.
Have you listened to this podcast?
The podcast compels you.
Compels you.
Oh no.
How
Oh,
often do you
man.
think he wore a top? How long did he wear a top hat for in his day to day
He's
life?
still wearing a top hat.
He's-
Right
he's st- I don't stop till I do the DVD commentary.
The thing is he wore the top hat like a face mask, right? Because his head was in the hat box, and he didn't really want
I
to have the
see.
box. He just
So
put
he
the
had
hat-
a top hat and like
Yeah.
like black
Face
paper
hat.
covering his face and
Well, you
carrying
want
a,
people-
a foot
Yeah.
like a hat box around. I see.
And you didn't want people seeing his face because he skinned his face off.
Oh,
Also
that's
true.
what he did.
That's a really
Well, he
important part.
That's
That's
how
called
Hassan
commitment.
Minaj got it, because he actually got the actual skin from his face. That's how he knew.
Well,
it.
that's how
You're saying the
committed.
character in the movie got the
Yeah.
real life
Nope.
Jared Leto's face
Exactly,
for
exactly.
his character drawing.
No. The real
This
Hassan
tracks.
Minaj got
No,
the skin.
sorry, the real Hassan Minaj got the real Jared Leto face for his character in the
That's
movie
correct.
to make the drawing
Uh-huh.
for the character Ben.
Correct.
Jared Leto
get
sent
it.
him the face of his face, the skin of his face,
The face of his face.
the face of his face as well.
The
Yes,
skin of his face.
yes.
Yeah.
And then when he got his face back, it was Nick Cage's face.
Oh, shit.
It all comes full circle.
Oh, it's face off.
Castor
I see.
Troy.
yeah.
But what's the key aspect to the overarching process for Jared Leto to complete the transformation is that he just didn't take the makeup off from from the filming of Morbius, and he's like, "This is pretty close to what I've done before."
Just played the same characters, echolocating all over that
again.
house.
Yeah.
Only he just added a limp, just like Dr. Gregory House in House, and he's just like taking a page out of that book. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do the same character and add a limp, be more malevolent."
Maybe he was just
Easy.
Maybe he just never stopped being Morbius.
Yeah. Maybe he is always Morbius.
Maybe it's always Morbin time.
He went. Yes, he took Morbius to the final act. That's final act.
So what
Morbius.
you're saying is this movie is part of the Morbverse.
That's what I think.
I believe it's pronounced Morbiverse.
Morbiverse. I'm sorry. My bad.
Morbiverse. Morbiverse.
Morbid
It rolls
verse.
right off the tongue.
The Morbidverse.
Listen, I'm gonna have to cut in here. I think that's all the time we have for that question.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
gonna
Thank
move
you.
on. Thank you for your input and time. And yeah, you may all leave the room. Next question.
Matt asked the question. He's like, "I got. I'll take this one."
Yeah.
It just keeps talking.
Why didn't Alistair Crump just haunt his own mansion? Why did he have to go to this mansion that was like just down the it wasn't far, right? It was like maybe a 20-minute car ride.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did he have an affiliation with that house?
It was his house. Oh, you mean the haunted?
Oh no, I know why. I actually know the real answers. Because
So, I think so.
I'll allow it.
Because
Clevenger.
Darcy Clevenger. Clevenger.
Muppet.
He's called the ghost in, and his ghost just came in through the open door. That Clevenger. So that's why Clevenger's house.
I like how you
is-
called him Darcy Clevenger because it's a completely different name now.
Well, it's just don't know.
It's Gracie Clevenger. Very close.
Oh,
but,
Gracie.
I'm going to have to bleep out that answer because it's accurate and we don't want that here. Can someone else fill in
Fair.
after that long beep?
Oh no, I can say a
with an
real. I
answer?
can say a
Okay,
proper
thank you.
answer.
Yeah.
Because he liked that bathroom when he was alive. They have the best bathroom there,
I don't like that answer.
and he wants
This
to
is
take his ghost shits there.
Yes, and he wanted to take his ghost shits there. But you see, when you pull someone through the door, their state of like before they passed on, their biological state, like if you were about to shit and you died, you're stuck in that state.
Oh my God.
Alistair Crump is so malevolent because he didn't get to take that shit, and when he was brought through the door, anchored to that house. Why do you think he wants to leave the house? Because he wants to take a ghostly royal shit in his own
You're saying
dwelling.
he has ectoplasm constipation is what you're saying.
Now that sounds horrible.
Metaphysical.
But imagine
Metaphysical.
if you died while you were shitting, and then you had that feeling all the time.
Pretty good.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet feeling.
I was gonna say
What the fuck?
That'd be pretty sweet.
Listen, do I have to go through all
How
the
is that
different,
sweet?
all of Freud's levels? Like we got the boobin phase, we got the mom phase. What else do you want? Don't make that face at me. It's Freud, not me. I'm just explaining.
Okay, but what?
Google it. Look it up. Next question.
Google Freud constant shitting when dead. You'll get
Yeah,
it. Don't
yeah.
worry. You'll get
You'll
there.
get the
That'll be
answer.
great for my browser history. No
Yeah,
one will
it
ever
will be.
use that against
Next
me.
question. I think we got answers there. Luciano,
Oh,
do you
yeah.
wanna put an answer in on that one? Do you think they nailed it?
No, I think it's nailed like a coffin. So we can
Is
go.
that canon now? Is that canon?
Yeah, it's always canon. The hat. We find this hat underneath Alistair Crump's mansion, and it has
Crib.
been a long time. I don't know, like 100 years. They didn't really specify, did they?
No.
Well, it was
They
enough
say
that his
centuries.
entire body
something.
was disintegrated, all skin and flesh.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they talk
Chris,
about the
you're the doctor.
1700s all the time. So
Okay, wait.
Right.
Couple hundred years. So that hat, carbon dated hat, sits under his mansion for at least 100 years, probably multiple 100 years. Perfect. Perfectly brand new hat. They take it, they
It
put
makes
it in the
sense.
fire
Right.
numerous times,
Yes.
and it
It
takes
takes
forever to catch a light.
45 minutes to burn.
Right.
It takes half a movie to burn.
Yes.
What the fuck is that hat made out of that it doesn't burn after being under a house for hundreds and hundreds of years?
Flex
It's
tape.
made of it's made of slavery.
Wow. To be fair,
Wow.
slavery is powerful.
Look,
Ghost
evil.
power.
It's
Ghost
evil.
power.
It's evil.
It's ghost power.
slavery incarnate. Okay, they what Alistair Crump did is that he met along his dark magic travels. I don't even want to say that word. I'm going to think of another word.
Thank you. I was going to ask, but I'm glad you're changing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pivoting.
Yeah.
I'm pivoting hard on
Pivot?
the diction that I'm selecting.
What if you
Oh no!
use his...
Don't do
his
that.
What?
Ghost
I'm pivoting
power.
on the diction that I'm
No,
selecting.
Ghost power. He has very heavy
No,
ghost
he
power.
went Cosby there. That was the worst.
No, that
No,
wasn't. That was
no,
what I was.
no,
I think. But maybe that's what you heard. That's not what I was channeling. But okay, what were you gonna say, Matt? Because I know I was gonna
Was
say.
he
just
going
saying, like-
full Cosby?
Don't.
Never.
You never go. No.
That's
Spencer?
Black
Cosby.
power.
Spencer? I'm going to have to bleep the
Well, he never said
entirely.
black power. I mean, he was going like the jello with the pudding and with the jam.
I'm
So
sorry.
many beeps.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for what I've done.
Raspberry pudding.
You unleashed
You're at fault.
this.
I am.
This-
I'm fully at fault. here. I
maelstrom.
apologize.
Chris,
This Cosby maelstrom. Yes.
please
Yes.
continue down your road of evil.
Slavery incarnate into fabric. Right. So,
Thank you.
Alistair Crump, in order to amass his dark powers, right, in order to proceed to kill and in order to generate his wealth and keep that cycle of death and and evil dastardly doings perpetuating, he had to be trained somewhere. And who trained him? Gary Busey.
Oh, no. We've come full
But it
circle.
wasn't Gary Busey. It was Gary Busey and one of his aliases, Mr. Finkel, Dark Ash.
What?
Mr. Finkel, Dark Ash.
Why?
Because he needs an alias.
Sorry, can just clarification. Dark ass or dark ash?
No.
You
It's,
know
not,
that
it's,
answer.
it's Gary. Wait,
You know
it's
that
Gary
answer as well.
Busey, not
Dude.
Sean Connery.
Correct. It's not Sean Connery. It's like I'll do it like you want it. So I'll break it down phonetically. Doctor Evil Finkel Ash or something. I can't remember the name.
Oh my
I don't
god!
know what the fuck you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
You know what happened?
this a
You
reference?
You asked him a
It's not a
question,
reference.
Matt,
And I
you
gave
asked him
him-
a question,
Okay.
and he had a
Answer.
mental breakdown in the middle.
Yeah.
Moving on. We're moving
All
on.
I'm saying, he's got trained.
The hat
What was
is.
the hat made of?
I'm going to take another. The hat is
Okay.
made of human flesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say human flesh and asbestos. That's what it's made of.
How old
Why?
is asbestos? But okay.
And
yeah.
a splash of children's tears to coat it. Like,
Chris,
like
can we
the
circle
coat-
back on the Gary Busey thing? I feel like that was a better
We could
answer
do
than
that.
what's
We could
happening
do
right now.
that. We could do that.
No, the hat was made. It looked like it was made out of like horse skin
Why
Like a
specifically
stallion.
horse skin?
because it was like a
Squid.
dark matte, like a stallion skin.
That's called ink. Or
Are you
dye.
saying horses can't be black? What the fuck is? What
I
are we?
can.
What are we about? Are we about to
You're
scrap?
saying all
We about to
black
slap-
horses are dyed black with
Are
ink?
we about to slap box over this
Listen.
podcast?
You can have horses can be black, but like leather
You
doesn't
better
have to be.
choose your rules.
It doesn't have to.
He's like, horses can be black, but I won't ride it. Luciano, you monster.
No,
You were
no.
just channeling Alistair Crump. That's all.
Yeah, that's Alistair Crump.
Power of Crump compels you.
All right, I think we covered that.
White horses.
White horsepower.
What's the word? Equestrian. What's the word for horse? Can't remember. Can't remember. Don't worry. It's okay.
Equine.
Thank you.
Equine power.
Divine power.
Moving on. Next question. Last question in this section. Oh, tough one. Tough one. Maybe we have time for two. Let's see if we can do this one quick. Who did Owen Wilson defeat in a rap battle to win his very obvious Run DMC outfit?
Yeah, at the end of the movie.
Black and red.
Funk
Shit.
Master Flex.
Oh,
Isn't he?
Funk
Well, he would be a
Master
ghost.
Flex.
There you
But what
go.
if he-
That's
Is
in
Funk
character.
dead? Is Funk dead though?
Which one was shot? Which one of the Run DMC guys was shot?
Shot. Jam Master J.
Oh, my bad. Same.
Funk Master Flex is not one of.
Wow. Are you
Wow.
saying they're all the same?
Oh my god.
What's just
Two
happened?
of them.
Wow.
This podcast has evolved into some.
Fun Masters Flex exists, but I won't ride them.
Sexually.
Nah, he's fine. He's only 55. He's
55? I thought he was older than that.
listen. That's
Oh
what Google
shit!
told
Oh,
me.
he's 55. Yo, he lost weight too. Good to see. Good to see.
He also lost his jacket.
Well, he wasn't a member of Run DMC. Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
Did Jam Master Jay get shot? I know he died, but
What is
But-
this? The Run DMC podcast?
yo,
I
I thought
answer
that
the
was
question.
after this podcast.
And during.
Coming up live.
I barely know who Run DMC is, so I can't answer that question.
Well, you know the song.
Yeah, that's the only thing you know about them.
Just give me kills.
Hey, Chris, are you just making sounds while you look on your phone? That's the worst kind of podcasting. I gotta be honest with
No,
you.
that was actually I wasn't making sounds.
Hold on, let
I
him
was
cook.
reading.
Let him cook.
Oh shit, he was assassinated
Oh, there you go.
Jesus.
There you go.
in 2002, unfortunately.
We're gonna,
So it was the ghost of
Wait.
Jam Master Jay.
Why is it unfortunate that it wasn't in 2002? Would it have been
Because
okay
it's-
if it was another year?
I'm saying it's unfortunate because
Segue.
your
Furthermore-
obscure grammatical jokes are the worst, and we hate them. We're ending this podcast because of them.
I left.
Well, no one else did.
you died and someone inhabited your flesh.
I need a palate cleanser from all this nonsense. Really
Please,
easy.
God.
It was
Winona Ryder.
horns and popcorns.
Don't do that.
Winona Ryder has a cane that
Pimp cane.
Ben asks to if it's one of Alistair Crump's, and she says no, and he asks if he can have it, and she says no, it's mine. And there's some very deeply personal reasons as to why no one else may touch her cane. What are they?
She pimp cane. She has
Okay.
hoes.
I'm going to
She
let
has
someone else
hoes.
answer from here on out.
Oh no. No,
She got
you either
hoes
show
in
up.
different area codes.
Correct.
Listen. Sometimes you shoot from the hip, you miss. That's what happens.
Listen, sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windshield, but I didn't see any of these motherfuckers step up and let loose one of the best answers you've ever heard. It was a pimp cane. Don't touch my cane. The cane has power. Use that cane to assert yourself. Don't touch my cane for very
Did you say
personal.
the cane has ghost power?
I'd like to think that cane
has slavery in it.
is
Oh no!
has slavery in it, made out of black horses.
I recognize that canes can be black, but I won't ride them. Sexually.
I think the cane is a giant flask
Oh,
that she
shit.
can unscrew and drink from.
What does she drink out of it?
Orange juice.
That's
Oh,
fun. How
nice-
drunk could you
nice.
get off a pimp cane full of liquid? How much liquid could you put in it?
If
Is it
entirely
the same-
hollow,
Matt,
Okay.
run the numbers.
Well, you got one
is it a-
10
is
by
it a
7 cane.
Is it a 10 by 7 cane? Yes.
You've got one 10 by 7
You
cane.
need 5 ghosts in it.
Of
Five
ghosts?
juice ghosts. Ghost juice.
Ghost juice? Ghost jizz?
With
What?
that cane, you could drink
Wait.
5 ghosts.
Did you
You
say
could drink.
ghost
Wow.
juice? Is that what you said?
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah,
What?
that doesn't make it better.
Are you just transmogrifying the word jizz in a different accent? What
No.
accent are you applying? What auto tune dials are you turning?
I don't want to say anymore as it may be just incriminating me at a later date. I would just prefer to move on to the end of this podcast. Thank you very much. So here we are. We are going to give a review each of this movie. The scoring system, as always, is S tiered. S is the highest. F is the lowest. Nothing goes lower than F. Even if you're Morbius, you sit in the F slot. For this Jackathon, our 4th movie. Let's get a ranking on this. Chris, you seem like you have lots to say about this movie.
This movie scared me in the first 15 to... It subconsciously scared me. I didn't think it did, but it imprinted fear into me and disrupted my evening of rest. And then I came back at it and finished it. And that's what you're going to find on the VHS box. This movie, as much as I loved Lakeith Stanfield. He was one of the. I can't get enough of his performances, and I want to see him continue to do more. Love Rosario Dawson. Really great cast. Story, bit patchy, but some moments were fun. The conclusion, much like my rating, left me feeling, So, I think I'll give it an. I think I'll give it. No, it's an E. It's an E for. Oh,
You can't
No,
do that
that
every
joke-
time.
That
You can't
joke
do
got
it.
old like 3 episodes ago.
No, that episode got old when you could ride horses, black horses, if you weren't Luciano.
Okay, it's an E for every time I think about this movie. I can't help but think of racism, and imbued in
Luciano.
in Luciano's black hat of patriarchy and dark magic.
I'm gonna suggest something here, Chris. Great work as always. You could just give it a ranking and not tie that to any sort of words that come after it.
I could.
Okay,
But I won't.
fair enough.
I said I could.
No, we're done with you, Spencer.
No.
Well, when I started this movie, I thought it was dead on arrival because it was so bad. But
Explain
it
it.
came back from the dead and showed
no.
true spirit.
Are you reading this?
Ghosts.
He wrote it. If he's reading it, he could have written it.
I'm pretty sure ChatGPT wrote that.
Yeah.
Ghosts. And for that, I give it a C.
Oh my
You're high.
god!
Because
you're,
this
you're
movie
on
is-
drugs.
84% audience score.
You're
the
on
people.
drugs.
I'm the people's reviewer.
No, you're
You
on drugs.
Are the patriarchy reviewers.
You're on drugs, hard ones. Probably.
Hey,
Listen,
ACP.
if I want to do drugs and look at telescopes, I can do that.
In Luciano's offense, he's not part of the patriarchy anymore. He's just full on for racism. So don't put him in the patriarchy.
Hey, he can be more than one thing. Don't put him in a corner.
don't pigeonhole me.
Yeah.
Luciano, defend whatever honor you have left.
What's that? What's honor? I don't know that word. Anyway, yeah, I didn't like the acting. There was no story. This is just bullshit, garbage story. Even with a great cast, they managed to, like, the screenplay, the writing, and the dialogue writing in this especially is horrible. But the whole screenplay is shit. The effects were overplayed, and I hated Rosario Dawson's wig. So
Oh yes.
F. It's an F.
Wait. But what about Jamie Lee Curtis's accent?
Oh yeah. Can I go lower than F? Tell me again. No, I can't. Right. So it's F.
Can't.
It's an F. No, it's just I will never.
Really?
I'm a
An
lesser.
F?
I'm a lesser person for having watched this movie.
thought it was fun.
This is how you unlock the tier of dark magic. Other thing.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm shocked by an F. That's low.
Clarifying question to our tier system: Can they
think this
have
movie-
pluses or minuses?
No,
No.
that's not. Please don't do this to
It's
me.
just a hard. It's just a hard.
Yeah.
A hard letter. Okay.
So
Yeah.
just to be clear, this movie was as bad as Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah. And Morbius.
As bad as Morbius? Get the fuck out of here.
So, Spencer, we don't use Jurassic Park to me as a reference point for this podcast because we cover that in a different podcast. So only Morbius is the lowest rated movie.
Okay.
Yes.
I rephrase. You think this movie is as bad as Morbius?
Yeah. Just about as bad.
Let me ask you another thing.
Wrong.
Have you been looking at telescopes recently? Because I think you high.
Not while on drugs. Maybe that's the problem.
Is there any other way?
Yeah, I yield my time.
Methadone.
Let's get
Oh,
it
you're
nothing
done?
down.
I can
yeah.
go?
Yeah.
Wow, thank you. This movie is a bunch of nonsense that no one thought to put together to make any sense. This movie is not for any age. This movie is not for any audience. This movie doesn't make sense. This movie is an abomination and an atrocity on all of our lives and souls. F. Worse than Morbius.
Oh,
Morbius
get
at
the
least
fuck
tried
outta
some
here.
shit.
Worse
And
than
it was
you guys
terrible.
are so
You're wrong.
high. You guys are too high for the telescope. You guys can look at
Morbius
rocks.
You
tried
can't even
some
reach
stuff.
You can't even reach the telescope.
What did Morbius try?
to be a movie.
to be a movie.
This is such a
This movie
more
didn't even try
polished-
to be a movie because it has no point.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what its story is. It doesn't know what its plot is. It doesn't try to make you feel any kind of way.
The
Except for
characters
they make the dead guy's wife something for like 5 seconds, and then we blow past it like it didn't even matter. You've been grieving for 5 years, and he's like, "Nah, it's cool. I'll just kick you down a fucking tube." Game, set, match,
Even
blouses.
the characters don't make sense in themselves. Like it's horrible.
84% of the world agree with
Is
me.
wrong. Is wrong.
Yeah.
You clearly don't know how math works.
This is this is how you review movies when you have no whimsy in your soul. You don't have children in you. That's all I'm
I have
saying.
I have a 10x7 room in my soul.
Reserved for hate.
Haunted by ghosts.
Up
Hate.
one piece of whimsy per each 5 8x10 souls.
That math does not make sense, sir.
Quarterly.
It just isn't one.
Quarterly and biannually.
Given the 4 of us here, plus one more person, there just isn't enough whimsy to go around. I'm
Who's
sorry.
the fifth person?
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Somebody call me. Somebody say Gary Busey. Somebody say mathematics.
The Jackathon continues one more episode. We are going way back. We are going to watch the original Friday the 13th, part 1. Just to clarify.
Chris is not going to sleep for like 3 days.
circumcision.
Yeah. Chris is screwed.
I've seen it before.
I'm
I've seen it before, fortunately, so it should be okay going back in.
Am I in this movie?
No.
Yeah, I am in this movie. Goddamn right you are.
This movie came out in
Damn
1980.
right, Gary. Oh,
Friday the
Gary.
13th from 1980, not Friday the 13th from 2009 or any other Friday the 13th. We're going back to the original.
Yeah. None of the other 27 that exist or whatever.
Gary, what's 1 + 3?
Aliens.
Don't you know that, Gary?
So,
the only thing better
please
than
join us
Gary's.
on the last Jackathon. We are going to Jackathon the hardest for this movie.
Oh
That
no.
don't make sense, Gary. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
don't do that because Jason doesn't like it when you do it.
Jason doesn't like that, Gary.
It's
Jason and Gary
good
have
news.
a specific contract.
Jason's not doing anything in this movie. So, spoilers, it'll be fine.
All right, Gary, on 3, let's say our famous catchphrase. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We'll see you next time.
The intergalactic aliens are